Thank you, darling.
Vas-y, ma belle.
It's
C'est fou comme
interesting
la
how
vérité
the
peut
truth
être
can
malléable
sometimes
selon le point
seem
de vue de chacun.
might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime
Comme dans
novels
des
make you
boutins
out to
qui
be
vous font
something
passer
you're
pour
not.
ce que vous n'êtes pas.
Jack, don't be starting
Jack ne
trouble.
commence pas.
No, he's right.
Non,
They
il a
do
raison.
tend to
Ils ont tendance à
exaggerate.
exagérer.
Did they exaggerate
Ils
your
ont
part in
exagéré votre
taking down
rôle
the
de la mort
Daltons?
des Dalton.
Well, I was there in the
J'étais
flesh,
présent ce
boy, so
jour-là,
I
petit.
saw what
J'ai tout vu
happened
de mes propres
firsthand.
yeux. Les Dalton's Brother, épisode 6.
Those Daltons
Les
were
Dalton avaient
lawmen
été du
once,
côté de la
before
loi
they
avant de
all
se
went
mettre à
bad,
dévaliser des
robbing
banques
banks
et
and
des
trains clear
jusqu'à
across the
Coffeeville,
territory,
bien sûr.
until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who
Ils
took
faisaient
up
partie
arms
des
that
habitants
day.
qui ont pris les armes.
Fighting on the side of
Vous avez
right.
combattu pour la
I
justice.
did my best,
J'ai fait de mon
sir.
mieux.
We all
Nous
did.
tous.
It was early morning.
C'était
One of my
tout
friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
Voilà.
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown.
Il se passe quelque chose. Entrer dans la banque et appréhender les Dalton.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity. But everybody knows
Leur panthéonné.
they had
Ils
it
étaient pas
coming.
quatre, les
There's
Dalton.
more to it than that.
Ce n'est pas
I
tout.
read all
J'ai lu
about
plein de
that
choses
day,
ce
so
jour-là.
I know
et ce
for a
n'est pas
fact that it went
du tout
down
passé comme ça.
very differently. First of all, it was
D'abord,
high noon.
c'était sur les coups de
A
midi.
posse of U.S.
Il y avait
deputy marshals
des
were on the
policiers
rooftop across the
Salle.
street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait for something to shake out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
He paid him no mind.
Faites pas attention.
He saw a way to get around to the back of the
Attention
bank.
annexé, mais non, derrière.
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
C'est vrai que ça devait pas être très solide à l'époque.
It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch!
Had enough? You're a dummy!
Ah.
Over there!
That's Silas Greaves!
What the hell? Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons. His name?
Son noté
Silas
Silas
Greaves.
Greaves.
And
Et
when
quand le
dust finally
silence est
settled,
retombé,
he was
c'était
the
plus que lui.
last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that
Les
just
petits,
wasn't the
c'est
way
pas
it
du tout passé
happened.
comme ça. Alors, ça s'est vraiment passé.
It was early evening, not high noon. I was late to the party and Coffeyville was already up in arms. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Ouais. Tous ressemblance avec leurs cousins est purement fortuite. Bob, Emmett et
I had been tracking those jokers
Voilà
for
des
months,
mots. Ah ouais,
waiting for
attends,
them
je-
to do something reckless. And finally, they did.
Je fais bien, je fais.
Those stupid bastards decided to rob two banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Ain't bothered me none.
Tirer dessus.
Hey, he got his teeth. Put some balls in him.
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever.
T'étais à la
And
fenêtre,
since the
petit
Joneses are
coquin.
related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Oui. Aligné. J'étais pas sûr. Bonne petite musique.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
On peut pas passer. Le gars, il peut pas monter au-dessus d'un caillou.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeeville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
C'est moi, c'est Bibi.
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
Quelque part, oui, sur...
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand. They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Vas-y les gars, passez là-haut, moi je passe en bas. Là où il y a de la flotte, où ça fait chier pour passer.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Merde, on peut pas courir dans l'eau.
Bury them in the swamp. Plant them where they stand.
except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
You bastard!
J'ai frôlé la mort.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause. My reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack. But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view. But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running through the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Oh.
Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Je vous écoute, ouais.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Oh putain, c'est les charcommages des Indiens.
Indians? They were Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Bounty hunter! Stop that,
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I'll bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Hurry up in the swamp! Let's see if that chicken is mine.
Ah, merde. va m'habiller.
Those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
C'est trop calme. J'aime pas trop beaucoup ça.
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat? In a
Bateau à vapeur dans un
Yeah,
marais.
Steve, but this wasn't much more
À vrai
than a
dire,
wreck,
c'était
really.
guère qu'une
How'd a
épave.
damn steamboat end
Mais
up
comment
in
un
the
vapeur a pu
swamps?
finir dans le marais?
Yes, it floated off
Il a dû
during the
dériver
flood
pendant
of
l'inondation de
89.
89.
Now, was it a stern
C'était un
wheeler
modèle à
or
roue
a
avant
side?
ou arrière?
What?
Quelle
Does
importance,
that
Steve?
really make a
C'était juste un
difference, Steve?
vapeur. Avec
It
rien
was a
de moins
steamboat
qu'une arme.
with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Commence à être trop nombreux.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben.
Carabinier.
I set out to
au
do
sol.
something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Allez, Dieu mort. J'ai remis une balle.
That's right. Run!
On tire comme deux pieds de vue. Ça sent un piège. Ah merde.
Right about then,
C'est alors que mon grand
much to my
soulagement,
relief,
les missiens
the
sont enfin arrivés.
vigilantes finally
J'ai une
arrived.
balle de la tête, non.
Their leader
Leur
motioned
chef
at a cabin
indiquait
in
une
the
cabine
middle
au
of the
milieu d'un
top
pont
deck,
supérieur.
pointing
Bastion
me
des
directly at the
Les
Daltons.
Daltons.
I finally had
Je les
them.
tenais enfin.
After
Après
months
des
of
mots
dogged
de
pursuit.
poursuite.
But it turned out that they had me.
Et en fait, c'était eux
I'm sending you to hell!
qui m'attendaient, je pense.
The Daltons had played me like a
Daltons
fair.
en bateau.
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Yeah, but I was in a
Hear
fight.
about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the
Le
world.
temps de s'occuper de ce qu'ils racontent, je dois faire le feu.
If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. Somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for
Putain,
all.
Gatling. Ça, c'est ça qui est bon. Les Gatling. Et c'est canos.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at
Là,
a
c'est notre
time.
chaud, faut pas mettre sa main.
They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down.
Ah, du coup,
Confident that this time the odds were on their side. They got it wrong.
les erreurs, là,
Sad
écoutez la
end for
vie.
those
Si
two.
seulement il avait su
If
qu'Emmett
they'd only
était encore
known
de
that
l'autre,
Emmett was
malgré
still
ses
alive
blessures.
despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later.
Que
He moved to
libère 14
California and sold
ans,
real
le
estate and
déménagement
lived off the
immobilier en
legend of that
Californie
fateful
pour
day
ce jour fatidique
and the tragic death
et la mort tragique de ces deux
of
frères.
his two brothers.
J'espère que cette vidéo sur Call of Juarez Gunslinger vous aura fait plaisir et on se retrouve la semaine prochaine pour une prochaine vidéo. Et salut salut!